Come in.
Hi Jen, how are you?
Hey, good to see you.
My name's Treese.
How are you?
What's up,
I'm
partner
Ava
Ava?
Hernandez
Ava,
here.
pleasure.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for setting aside the time to have this meeting with us. I know we got to speak briefly on the phone, so I just want to thank you and see how your day's been.
Yeah, Ava, I appreciate you reaching out. It was timely. We're having some issues, and the reason I accepted this meeting, we're having some issues, and we can't really figure out what's going on with them. And I know 3M's pretty engineery, so I figured, you know, throw it at some other eyes and see if somebody else can just brainstorm about what our issue is. So.
Yeah, of course. Well, we'd love to give you a fresh perspective and see how we can really serve you.
Great, thank you.
So I know we discussed 20 minutes. I know I see a busy plant down there. Does that still work for you?
Yeah, 20 minutes, hard stop at the end of 20.
Yeah, of course, want to be considerable. Well, with these 20 minutes, we'll just discuss your business goals and objectives. And from there, I'd like to ask you some questions just to fully understand your business needs and objectives and see how VM can really serve you.
Great.
Then we'll go into a product demo and then address any questions you may have and see if this is a partnership that you would like to invest in. Does this fit your expectations for the meeting?
Yeah, my expectation is just trying to, you know, figure out if we can do something to solve some of the issues we've been having.
Yeah, of course.
So yes.
Is there anyone else that you feel would gain value from this conversation?
Well, no, I think for right now, I'm it. I'll bring in Lanita, and she's our product designer, fill her in on what we discussed. Yeah, so we'll include her.
Of course, well, I look forward to getting to meet her and see what she has to say as well. So a little bit about 3M, we take pride in learning from our customers' real-world experiences, but then we take it to another level by applying this knowledge and getting benefits and seeing those results for our employers. So I'd love to jump into the questions and just see what are some of Spa Spectacular's goals for this upcoming year?
I mean, my primary goal is just fixing this issue we're having with some quality issues. Some warranty claims that we're getting more of than we'd like. So resolving that is my primary goal. From a dollars and cents standpoint, we're at max capacity. We are literally as many as we can manufacture a day. We are doing that and have been for like a year. So goals from a financial standpoint is it can't get any better, so it's a good problem to have. But you know, in the future, maybe talk about expanding our facility, because right now that's what prevents us from being able to do more. Just the square footage, just the size. But our goal, my primary goal, is a more immediate one, and it's just figuring this out.
Yeah, of course. So you want to be able to keep up with that current, I know the luxury home business is booming right now. You want to keep up with that increase in demand. So what does your current manufacturing process look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, right now we can't keep up with demand. We can make 75 in a day, and for all we know, there's demand for 85 in a day. Like what we manufacture today, what we ship out today was ordered probably 2.5 months ago. So we're not able to make as many as we can. But like I said, it's a good problem to have, to be at max capacity. All the workers are liking it. So from to answer your question, from a production standpoint, so we start in assembly, and we have teams of 3, and those 3 workers assemble everything, put everything together, put the lights and the jets and the speakers and everything. Then all of those things that are held on with silicone, they're clamped together, and those 3 move the assembly to kind of a sitting area, which is basically half of our facility, and they sit there, and we've got 75 there that are curing at a time, and they cure there for 24 hours. After they've cured, the next day they are water tested, you know, per industry standards, and we pressure jet them, make sure nothing leaks, and then they are prepped for shipping and shipped.
Great. All right, well, it sounds like an efficient process. You know, I'm glad that you are at max capacity. You know, that means growth for your business. So what adhesive base are you currently using to seal your jets?
Silicone. Yeah, so it is a silicone. We use the silicone for the control panel, for the jets, for the speaker, and for the lights. And we use it just because it's an adhesive and a sealant.
Yeah.
So that's probably our pain point right now, because as far as I know, it's supposed to be adhesive and a sealant, and it does the job, passes all of our tests, but we're having warranty complaints coming back in about some leaks.
Okay.
And that's what we're having to, discover what our issue is there.
Okay, so from what I understand, a lot of the complaints and problems when it comes to warranty is because you're having problems with the silicone sealing and water getting in there.
I guess. I don't know what's causing leaks. We're trying to figure it out, but we can't replicate it. So, our warranty's 5 years, industry best. We're very proud of our products. But here, if we try to replicate the leaks and things that are coming back, we pressure test them, we shoot them with water, they work fine. Even if we do it a month or 2 months. But we can't do 10 months or 2 years, so we haven't been able to replicate the problem. So it's very hard to determine if it's the silicone. I don't think it's the way it's installed because we've got really good workers that know what they're doing, and we've got a very meticulous process. So that's our challenge, figuring out why we're having leaks.
Great. And you mentioned having those high warranty costs. So what are the financial implications of that? What problems have you noticed with that increased cost?
Well, we had a meeting on the warranty stuff yesterday with the accountants and adjusters and finance people. So the expectation, we buy insurance for the warranty stuff, and the expectation is 0.002%. That doesn't mean anything to you, but we've usually got 90,000 spas under warranty at any given point because of the 5-year. So 90,000, and they want the 0.002. So the expectation is annually we don't have more than 180 warranty claims. And this past year, we had 205.
Okay.
So we had 25 more than what they expected, what is acceptable. And that's where the concern is really bubbling up, and we got pressure from people. What are you doing? Are you guys, cutting corners in manufacturing and producing? I'm like, no, we're not. But we're trying to figure out what's going on.
And what do these increased warranty costs have on what impact do they have on your brand reputation?
Okay. Well, on our reputation, we have gotten some negative reviews recently about leaks and stuff. Good news is most people that give negative review about that, they do say, but hey, at least we know we've got a 5-year warranty, so at least they're taking care of us. So it doesn't harm us that much. From a sales perspective, it doesn't touch us because we're having so much demand that it's not impacting our sales. But I am concerned a year from now, maybe COVID goes away, demand goes back to more normal state, and now all of a sudden negative reviews can seriously impact us. And we take pride in our reputation. We like being the best. We want to be the best product out there. So financially, we sub all that work out, the maintenance stuff, the warranty stuff, to a third party. So yeah, there is a financial cost that we have to pay that third party to go and fix anything when there's a warranty claim.
So a product that could not only avoid these warranties and provide a better sealing capability than what you are currently receiving with the silicone, as well as increase your production capacity, that would be something that would interest you, correct?
Well, yeah, I mean, unicorns and all that stuff, but something that seals better, right now, fix the leak, great. Production, I don't think we can do anything about production because we've got the 75 that we can assemble, 75 that are curing, and we couldn't fit 76 if we wanted to. So, I mean, from a production standpoint, we're doing everything we can, as efficiently as we can. But yeah, if you have something that can improve the leak, get rid of the leak, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, before we jump into those unicorns and rainbows, Ava, do you want to summarize what we've heard today?
Yeah, so I've heard that you're trying to meet that demand, you're doing it successfully. You want to find how you can make more area to keep up with production because you are at capacity. You want to find a way to find a product that's of quality so that you can get those warranty claims down and you can keep your customers happy because that's one of the essential components of business. So we hope that we can do that with our product that's going to give you that quality that you're looking for.
That'd be great. We've tried like 10 different silicones, and none of them work. They work just as well as what we're using. So I don't know what we can be.
I'd love to jump into a bit of a product demo. Now this is the rainbows and unicorns I was talking about.
Yeah, let's see them.
So I want to start off by telling you a bit of a story. Well, the thermoforming bodies that are currently used, I mean, that's industry standard, and it has been for dozens of years.
Well, y'all really did some homework.
Yes, since the 1930s. I mean, it works, and so that's why it's still used. But that's not where we're seeing issues. See, right now you said you're producing those 75 spas in those 8 hours. That's one tub every 15 minutes, which is fast. I will admit that is quick. But you're still seeing those warranty claims and the poor online reviews. And a lot of that is coming from that silicone adhesive. Well, that's where our product steps into play. With 3M's polyurethane adhesive, what we like to call a per product, we're able to negate some of those issues that you've been having with silicone. You see, with our product, the first 45 minutes of a shift, you stick the tubes into a preheater. What this does is it brings it up to the correct temp in order for it to seal to its highest capability. And you're able to do that while you're setting up for the day. Then it's applied with a heat air gun, which keeps it the correct temp to be applied. And you mentioned that 24-hour dry time. What our product is able to do is cut that down to a 1-hour dry time before water testing.
1 hour cure.
1 hour, well, 60-second set, 1 hour cure before water testing.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
what we
can-
need, whether we wait 24 hours to water test, that's our cure time. So 1 hour
1 hour.
in this thing, I don't, yeah, that sounds rainbowy unicorny, that sounds a little bit too much.
It does.
On the preheat, 45 minutes to preheat or
Yes.
air gun, so, I mean, 1 hour dry time, that is very, very interesting.
Mhm.
That would open up a lot of possibilities, but it sounds like really complicated, like we need some technicians to be putting this in. You need some air guns.
No, it's really a simple process. There's no technicians, no specialized engineer that has to do this. This
Okay.
is any one of your workers can install it into the warmer, and then with the proper protective gear, they can remove it and start assembling from that moment. So
Okay.
I'd love to step in. See, what can we do with that eliminated dry time? Well, we can improve your efficiency. Right now with the silicone base, you're only hitting about 50 to 70 pressure per square inch. What our product can do is multiply that by 20% to hold 1,000 PSI. Now what's interesting about 1,000 PSI, have you ever been in a skyscraper, way up in the sky?
Sure.
1,000 PSI is what holds windows to a skyscraper. So if you're building your hot tubs with the amount of pressure that holds a window, they're
Yeah.
never gonna fail.
It seems like overkill. I mean,
That's
but,
rainbow and unicorn strength
You
right
want-
there.
Yeah, exactly.
is that, okay, I don't know if that's needed. So this is interesting. So I didn't think about how strongly the thing is glued or, bonded to the thing. I was thinking this is an issue about the sealant.
So what's interesting about silicone is that it is a sealant. It's not an adhesive. So what you're not suffering is issues with water passing through it. What you're suffering is issues of water passing around between the body and the mold, or between the body and the seal.
Oh, wow.
So water's going around, leaking into electronics. That's where the warranty claims come in. But with our product, it is a sealant and adhesive. So not only does it keep water from going through, but it adheres itself to the mold, so nothing can pass around.
We hadn't even thought about it in that way.
Mhm.
That is really, really interesting.
And now, in order to use our product, I've already mentioned the heat and air gun and the preheater, but we also do need some PPE. Keep your people safe. You mentioned your people are working very hard. You want anything to happen to them. I mean, being out on injury, not only does that cost you money, but it hurts them. You want to keep them safe. So 3M offers specialized PPE to meet the standards of our gun with gloves and goggles. Now,
Okay.
with silicone base, industry average for PPE is about $80,000. I know that's high. So one pair of gloves and a pair of goggles is $55. That lasts you 6 months.
Yeah, they've already got their safety glasses. Gloves. We get gloves. I'm not too concerned with the gloves. I presume they still got to have their masks.
No, what actually is interesting about our product is it doesn't exhaust any fumes, any toxic fumes.
Oh,
So
That's
They-
an
so they-
eliminated cost right there. You don't have to spend as much on the PPE required right now that you're probably spending.
interesting. So there wouldn't be the toxic fumes like if we even have visitors and we got to put them on a mask.
Nope.
The smell's pretty profound. It's a big headache
right
inducer.
now, but
Interesting.
without it,
Oh yeah, well they won't mind trading the mask for gloves. I
Oh,
mean,
Exactly.
sure not.
when it gets cold, you keep your hands warm, right? So you mentioned that you have a lot of your space, about half your facility for cure. That 24 hours.
yeah.
And you're looking to increase your production. What our goal would be was to turn that storage that you're currently using for your 24-hour cure, that half of your facility, and increase it. Add some new assembly lines. The industry is skyrocketing right now. You're going to want to increase your capability of production in order to meet that demand. So with all that extra space, that extra half your facility, you can double what you're producing right now.
Wow. And, I could, yeah, my brain's just racing now. So we could actually
Good.
improve our do more assembly, improve production, but I wouldn't even have to expand the facility or
No.
move to another place.
Just use the space
Or-
efficiently.
Wow. That, so we would need to test this out because honestly, 1 hour cure time sounds way far-fetched, even for a glue gun. But, I definitely am interested in testing this out. Would we be able to actually, if I set up one of our spas and have a couple of our workers and engineer and Lanita, she's our product designer, would you all be able to come in and actually
Yeah,
do
we'd
this
love to
on,
get
set up
Lanita
a
in.
full spa?
What actually, I think what we had talked about this, what we would love to do is first thing Monday next week. I know that it's late in the week, so first thing Monday, we can bring in the heat gun, the warmer, anything that we would need, set it up, we'll bring in Leonita, all of us will meet together, go over it, show you how it works with the spa.
Yeah, and then we'd want them to put it through the, through the ringer and make sure that it's, does what you say, 1 hour test time. We've got tests for the shear strength. That'd be good. Monday or Tuesday are the only 2 days next week I could do it.
Okay.
First half of the day would be the only time I could get the engineers in there with us.
Okay.
So if we could do Monday, first half of the day,
We can be here first thing in the morning because we want to get you putting out the best product right away.
I got 2 engineers that don't show up until 8:30.
Okay.
So we
Well, then at 8:30 we could be
We'll
here.
be there right on the spot, and
Right.
hopefully we can get Lanita in too.
Oh, yeah, Lanita will be there. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this goes. That could solve a lot of that could solve our issue and give us some really interesting opportunities.
Well, I know Ava has a bit of information about warranty costs, and I'd love to cover that real quick. But
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds like something you're very interested in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Very much so.
Great. Well, let's get down into it,
Let's-
those warranty
let's-
claims. So if you could read this quote for me, 94% of consumers say a bad review has convinced them to avoid a business. 95% is an astounding number. By getting those warranty claims down, that'll eventually eliminate those bad reviews and increase your brand reputation. With this expanding demand, you really want to get your foot in the door and get a share of the
Yeah.
market. But you don't want to get a share of the market at the expense of having a bad reputation. And I know y'all have that 5-year warranty that already gives you a slight advantage. And we want to be there to deliver you a product that has quality so that you can use that 5-year warranty to your advantage. You're going to stick out in this growing industry and just deliver a product that your consumers are happy with.
Valid point.
Yeah, and of course we already touched on that, and the market growth is accelerating at a growth of 9% between 2000 and 2025. So hopefully we'll see an increase in market demand, and you'll be able to satisfy this with our 3M product.
And that's a $1.3 billion increase in the total market. What's great about this market is there's not one major player. It's fragmented, so anybody can take market share, give it as they please. And right now with the negative reviews, you're giving market share.
Well,
we
and
want
the
to just
fact that
take
we
it.
can't make
Exactly.
enough.
Can't make
enough.
So we can't.
But by transforming the facility, you'll be able to meet demand and take back as much market share as you need.
Exactly.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, we've seen similar numbers. We got our marketing that shows us, these same things. I don't know how it's gonna go if COVID stuff goes away, if there's still gonna be demand, but right now, for the foreseeable future, it's still very strong. So, yeah, really, really interesting data.
And we've covered a lot today.
Yeah, we have. If you have any questions, we'd love to address them.
Anything else?
No, let's get on the calendar for Monday.
Yeah, does Monday at 9 a.m. work right when your engineer's
That'd be
there
perfect.
early?
That'd be
Alright,
perfect.
well we look forward to seeing you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very
again.
much.
Yes,
Jason,
thank you.
Ava,
Nice to meet you.
absolute pleasure. Nice to meet you all as well.
Okay, great.
So that's their cue, they stop filming.
Yes.
Best presentation.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
We were
thank
like,
you.
we don't really know for the artsy type for doing this.
It didn't matter, I like artsy stuff and showmanship and custom graphics and all that stuff. You're not doing that. That's not what this was about, to check your graphic design skills. Some people, and there's no right answer, some people wrote it by hand, which I actually loved, and did the math based on what I'm bringing up. Some people had a little flyer or printed out some of our data sheets. Some people had a couple slides that they pulled up on their computer. This was really, really good, but you guys did some research nobody else did, which was good. 100%, there are a couple of things y'all did that you were the best of the day. first of all, it's hard to do tag team.
It is,
Yeah.
I know,
First of all-
we were like, how are we gonna figure out how to switch off? This
To
is
make
our
it
first
natural,
time.
you did a very natural job.
Mhm.
You
Thank
did a
you.
natural. At the end of the presentation, your voice started getting much louder,
Mhm.
and, so you gotta keep that in the beginning or much more